Hey guys, welcome back to my beauty stash, or welcome if it is your first time here. Hello, my name is Steff. I would love to have you as a subscriber, so be sure to click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today's video is probably going to be a little shocking to some of you because, as you know, I love playing with colorful makeup, but today I am making an exception, and that is only because NYX came out with some new eyeshadow palettes. This is the Ultimate Queen eyeshadow palette. Now, this is a 40 pan palette. They did release a 6-pan palette, and then they also released, I think it's a 12 or 16-pan palette. I will have all three linked in the description box of today's video in case you want to check any of them out. To my knowledge, the smaller palettes contain shades that are in this big palette, so I just went for the big one. I've had really good luck with these NYX palettes, these larger palettes, and I'm going to refer to this one right here. This was from 2020. This is the NYX Ultimate Utopia eyeshadow palette. Guys, this video is the most watched video on my channel, and I think I created 2, 3, 4 looks with it, but this palette also landed in the best of 2020 in my stash. This was a really solid performing palette. I have been able to dupe higher end palettes just from the shades that are in this palette, whether they're spot on or I have to mix two shades together to get the higher end shade. This has been a really good palette, and I do believe it is still available. Now, I saw that this new palette, along with its two sisters, dropped on the Ulta Beauty website this past Sunday, and I thought, you know what? I need to try this out for all of my neutral shadow loving beauties out there. I know colorful makeup is not for everybody, so I want to make sure that I got you all covered. Those of you who don't like wearing pink and blue and purple, I get it. I totally get it. This might be something that you want to check out. We'll see. We'll find out by the end of the video, but I am going in with very high expectations. Now, I haven't swatched this palette yet, but then again, I don't really go by arm swatches. I gotta see this palette in action. I have to work with it, and then we can make our judgments from there. Again, you're getting 40 different shades. It retails for $35. It's the same price as the Ultimate Utopia. I used an Ulta coupon, so that took what, $3.50 or $5 off of the palette. Let's see if it's worth the $35. Let's see if these 40 neutral shades deserve a place in your stash. I will have all of the makeup that I'm using, both on and off camera, linked in the description box of today's video. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. And guys, if you ever wonder about the little head scarves, head wraps that I wear, they're typically from the Dollar Tree. So this one, Dollar Tree, I think I got it over the summer. So I'm going to be creating 5 different looks. Oh my goodness, 5 neutral looks. Lord send help with this NYX Ultimate Queen eyeshadow palette. If you want to see how all the looks turn out, keep on watching. Alright, I've already primed my eyelids, and I'm using the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime Eyeshadow Primer in the shade 1. Okay, so let's open up this palette. Where do we start? Okay, so obviously, guys, there's shades that are a bit redundant. I mean, I know they're not identical, but, you know, obviously we could have probably done without some of them, but this is the ultimate palette, so I guess we're gonna excuse it. Let's do something down here with this row. I see a really deep purple down here. So I'm gonna be working in this section, maybe even starting, you know what? I'm gonna start with this shade. I'm gonna start with this shade Actually, yeah, I'll start with this shade and then I'll work my way down here. Now there's no shade names. They are just numbered on the back of the palette, and it says it's good for 18 months after opening it. So technically the shade that I'm starting with is number 19. I'm picking that shade up on a BK Beauty 202, yes, 202. BK Beauty is getting ready to have a end of the year sale. I want to say the site is going to be 20 to 35% off. I think it starts on Thursday or Friday. I will have the details to that BK Beauty end of the year sale in the description box, or maybe in a pinned comment of this video in case you want to check it out. You guys know I love BK Beauty brushes. They are all synthetic brushes, and BK Beauty is an indie based makeup brand, beauty brand here in Texas. They are Austin, Texas based. So I love supporting them. I'm glad that I can kind of be part of their team because I do get some PR from them from time to time, and I really enjoy it. I bought in a lot of stuff on my own, but they've been kind enough to send me a few things here and there. So always happy to support a Texas-based business. And this shadow looks pretty good. I think we got a good blend here. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This would be number 33. This is one of those matte shades that has a little bit of that glitter overspray, but that tends to just blend itself away. So I'm gonna take that shade on a BK Beauty A502, and I'm gonna be working that out here as well as into the crease a little bit. Going back in with the first shade just to blend these edges. All right, so that shade packed on well. It layered well. Really cool. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm gonna go in, I think I'm gonna use these two shades right here on the lowered lash line. And I'm gonna start with this one. So this one would be, let's see, 33, 34, 35, and 37 will be for the lower lash line. And I'm taking shade 35 on a BK 207. I'm gonna bring this down a bit because shade 37 will be a shade that I like tight line down here with. It's turning out to be kind of like a smoky eye, isn't it? That's okay. Now I'm gonna go in with shade 37 on this little Beach Cosmetics pencil brush. And I'm keeping that very close to the lash line. Now I'm gonna pick up a little bit of shade 37 and just add it right up here to the outer corner. Okay, so these shades are performing really well. So far, we're off to a great start. So let's try one of the shimmer shades next. Let's try this shade right here. So that shade would be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And I'm using a damp rougher 21. I'm just taking that little blending brush, no additional product, just to blend the edges. Now I think I'm going to take this shade right here, number 1, and I'm going to let that be the inner corner highlight. And I'm going to add a little bit of that right up here to the brow bone. Okay, we have a look. I like it. Let me add some mascara and eyeliner, and I'll be right back to show you this completed look number 1. All right, guys, so here is look number 1 with the Ultimate Queen palette from NYX. I like it. This was an easy look to create. None of the shadows gave me any issues, and I think it looks pretty good. I used the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara. I don't know if I'm going to continue using this one through the duration of the video. We'll see. If I change it up, I'll let you know. For the top lash line, Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Liquid Eyeliner. And for the lower waterline, I went in with this one from Hocus Pocus, the Hocus Pocus and ColourPop collection. I think this one was from last year, but I got last year's collection this year. It is the cream gel liner in the shade Trick or Treat. And that's what I have going on. Let's jump over to the left eye and start creating look number 2. Okay, so for look number 2, I think, let's see. Let's work our way up here to this little section. So I think I'm going to be working with these 3 matte shades right now, 6, 14, and 15. Okay, I'm going to start first with number 6, and I'm using a Sigma E38. Like just a very light peach shade, nice transition shade. I think it's also true to the color that's in the pan. So far, all of these shadows have been. Now on a Refer 14, I'm going in with shade 14. And I'm gonna start working that in the crease. Really nice shade. Like that. Same brush. Now I'm going to go in, I think I'm going to skip shade 15, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one would be shade 24. Same Refer 14 brush. Just want to keep this out here. I don't want to bring it in. So far I'm impressed. This palette is doing really well. So now I want to do a shimmer shade. And I think I want to go for this one right here. This would be number 8. I'm taking that shade on a damp Morphe M124. I'm going to leave this part free for another shimmer shade. Now I'm going to go in with shade 16, same Morphe brush. I am going to spray it. And I'm placing that right up here. Okay, looking good, looking good. Now for the lower lash line, I think I'll go in with shade 15. And I'm using a BK207. Now I'm going to go in with shade number 7 right here. This is a Refer 26, and I am going to spray the brush. Now on a Refer 03, I think I'm going to go in with this one, shade 40. This is like a matte black. I'm going to tight line right here. I'm going to take some up here as well. All right, so I like the way this came out. Let me add mascara and eyeliner, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. All right, guys, so here's the completed look number 2. I like it. I like it a lot, and I only used one eyeliner, and where did I put it? Is this one right here. This is from Kokie Cosmetics. It's their, what is it? Their retractable kohl eyeliner in the shade dark brown. I used it to tightline the upper lash line, and I also applied it to the lower waterline, and I did switch mascaras. I went in with this one from Flower Beauty. This is the Warrior Princess Mascara. Really do enjoy this one. And this is the completed look. 2 neutral eyes. I think this one's a little bit more dramatic than this one. I didn't take this one out as far and up as high as I did this one, but you can see the versatility in the palette. Yes, they're both neutral looks, but they're both different. All right, so I'm gonna have to wash both of these off, and let me do that, and I'll come back and we'll start creating looks 3 and 4. All right, let's start working on look number 3. I think I'm gonna work in this little section right here. And this looks like a nice gray shade. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this shade right here. This shade would be number 31. And then I'm gonna go down to 39. And I'm taking shade 31 on a Refer 16. Now on a Refer 14, I'm going in with shade 39. We're gonna see if we can make this a cool toned eye look. There's a silver pewter shade in here. It's a shimmer shade that looks really cool. I believe it's shade 38. I'm probably gonna use the matte black as well to deepen up the outer corner. Going back in with shade 31. Now I'm going in with shade 40, which is the matte black. Same Refer 14 brush. Focus that right out here on the corner. Kind of flick it out as well. Now I'm going to clean off my brush and go back in with shade 39, which was that gray shade. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm using a damp Morphe M124. I'm going to apply that just right in here to this inner portion. Oh, that's beautiful. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. The shade would be number 32. Wow, that looks cool. I'm going to do a shimmer shade right in the center to kind of merge those two together. And I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. Just to apply that right to the center of the lid. I'm just going back in with the Refer 14 brush. There's no additional product, just to blend these edges. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna do this shimmer shade right here, kind of like a satin shade. And I'm using a damp Refer 26. Now I'm picking up a little bit of the matte black, just to get this little corner together. Now I'm gonna go in with shade 2 on a little Beach Cosmetics pencil brush. I didn't spray it. This is more of like a satin shade. Now on a clean Refer 26, I'm just gonna blend down here a little bit better. It's a very smoky eye. I like it. Okay guys, I'm gonna add mascara and liner and I'll be right back to show you the completed look. All right guys, so here we have look number 3. What do you guys think? I like it. It's a cool toned eye look from an otherwise, I feel, more warm toned eyeshadow palette. Same Flower Beauty mascara, same Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner, and I did a little bit of this AOA Studio gel liner in the shade black on the lower waterline, and this is the look I got. I really like it. I love the shimmer shades on the top. Really nice. Let's jump over to the left eye and start creating the 4th look. Okay, so for look number 4, what are we going to do? I guess I need to play with some of these shades in here. So I think I'm going to start with this shade right here. So this shade would be number 10. I'm going to go in with 10, 11. These all look the same. Oh my goodness. Let me start with number 10 in the crease. And I'm taking number 10 on a Refer 15. All right, so I think I'm gonna try doing a cut crease. So let me go into, I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm gonna work that in the crease. Let's see how much depth I can get from that shade. And I'm gonna be using a Refer 13. All right, so I'm getting a good amount of depth with this shade. I am having to go in, you know, a few times, but that's understandable. think I got a pretty nice blend though. So now I'm going to take this Natasha Denona. This is the Work and Set gel liner in the shade Nude. I'm going to use that to cut the crease. All right, I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I love this Natasha Denona gel liner. This was from that mini Xenon collection, and there was 3 different shades. I wanted the Nude to do precisely this type of look. And I've also used this as an eyeshadow base, and it's worked out just fine. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do like a matte shade. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I'm gonna apply that where I just applied that base. Although technically I don't have to because, you know, this is like a shadow itself, but I wanna try as many shades as I can. So that's what I'm gonna do. We might just leave this a really simple, well, simple as in the shades, but kind of dramatic because of the cut crease. And then maybe just do a little shimmer on the inner corner and then something, I don't know, we'll see for the lower lash line. I'm picking shade 3 up. This is a little BH Cosmetics brush. I'm just applying that all out here. All right, now for the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And I'm taking that on a BK 204. Now I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this shade, same BK brush. And I'm keeping that really close to the lash line. All right, now for the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This would be shade 4, and I am spraying the brush. Now we could have done an all matte eye, including this inner corner. I mean, this is the only shimmer I have going on in the look, but again, I just wanna try the shades out. All right, so what do you guys think? I think that looks really cool, and it was like really easy to create this look. I might do a colored liner for the lower waterline, but this is how it looks if you wear it just on its own. Of course, add some more mascara. Mine's already come off, but if you want it to just be a really neutral cut crease, this looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Let me add those finishing touches and I'll be right back to show you look number 4. All right, so here is the completed look number 4. What do you guys think? I like it a lot, and I like how easy it was to create. I decided to do a little bit of a wing. This is a dark brown eyeliner, and it is the KVD Tattoo Liner. This is the shade Mad Max Brown, and I really just wanted to keep the wing very thin. So I tight lined and then was very careful. Mascara is the same, Flower Beauty. For the lower waterline, I went in with a NYX Epic Wear liner. This is from the Casa de Papel collection, and this one is in the shade Jarma. And I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Jarma. So I'll have this one, of course, linked. I love these eyeliners from NYX. They are so, so good. And then what else did I add? I guess that was it. That was it, and this is the completed look. So I think I'm just gonna remove this eye, that way I can start working on look number 5. All right, let's start creating the 5th and final look with this Ultimate Queen palette. Let's see, let me take a closer look at it this way. I wanna try and use, again, as many shades as I can. And I'm looking at the ones that I haven't used. I don't think I've used this shade right here. You all seen that right here, this one? So I think I'm gonna start with that one in the crease. That one would be shade 23. And I'm using a BK Beauty A501, and I'm just gonna be like stamping this. Oh, that's some nice pigment. All right, so something like that. Now on a BK A502, I'm gonna go in with this shade, and I'm gonna work this out here and also in the crease, but slightly lower. I like that these mattes layer well. And we'll give them that. They're pigmented, they're blendable, and they play nicely with one another. All right, now I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the matte black. Just focus that right out here. I think I'm gonna cut the crease, but not like this. A little bit differently. Yeah, that's a good little matte black. So I'm gonna go back in with my Natasha Denona liner. Now just with that little blending brush I was using for the matte black, I'm just lightly tapping over this area. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This would be shade 17. And I'm taking that on a damp Morphe M124. I'm just going to blend out these edges. All right, now for the lower lash line, guys, I think I might have used all the matte shades already, like at least once. I'm gonna go back in with this one. This is that matte shade that has a little bit of the glitter particles in it, and I'm taking that on a BK204. I'm stopping right there. I'm gonna bring some of that orange shimmer down. I think that's just such a pretty shade. I'm gonna add a little bit of the matte black, just right out here. Eyeliner, mascara, and I'll be right back to show you this fifth and final look. All right, so here's the fifth and final look. I love this little pop of orange, like orange copper. I think that's perfect, and I think it fits in perfectly with the other shades that are in this palette. Same mascara, Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner on the top, and for the lower waterline, I went in with another NYX Epic Wear liner. This one is in the shade Orange Zest. Perfect match. Perfect complement for this palette. Guys, I think I have used all of the matte shades. If not, maybe there's just like one that I didn't get to. I know I didn't get to all the shimmer shades, but I used the majority of the shades in this 40 pan eyeshadow palette during these last 5 looks. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, so here we go. Here we go with the NYX Ultimate Queen 40 Pan Eyeshadow Palette. I wanted to give you or tell you how many matte shades and shimmer shades are in here. So let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22 mattes if you count this one that has a bit of the glitter in it, and then the rest are all shimmer shades. There are no pressed glitters in this palette. So $35. Of course, I'm sure you can get a coupon for it. I don't think you need to pay the full $35, but this is like their Safari eyeshadow palette. And if these are your tones, you're going to be very pleased with this palette. This is a good palette. Like, it really is. It's a good palette. All of the shades are fantastic. I mean, I used, guys, I think there's maybe 3 shades I didn't use. So I can honestly say the whole palette is a winner. The shimmer shades are great. I always enjoy spraying my shimmer shades, but that'll be up to you whether you want to do that or not. And the matte shades, like I said during the video, they build up, they blend out, and they play very nicely with one another, meaning they layer well together. So I do feel there is a bit of redundancy in the palette. I mean, you're almost going to get that when you do kind of like a monochromatic palette of this particular size. So if you feel that there are a lot of unnecessary shades, then maybe you want to get the medium size palette. And that one, I think it has 16 shades or 12 shades. I don't think it's more than 16. And then of course there is a 5 or 6 pan palette also with these shades. So I'll leave that up to you, which one you feel you need to have in your stash. But maybe you are one of those that has the old Morphe palettes. What were they? The 35O palettes and the 35M palettes. I forget what they're called. This would be a fantastic update if you're still working through those palettes. I have since decluttered a lot of my Morphe palettes since then, but I'll be honest, that's what this reminded me of, but this quality is way better than Morphe. And I think NYX is just doing better and better when it comes to their shadows. I have been really impressed in more recent months with the quality of NYX shadows. There's a lot of things that I love from the brand, and I'm wearing almost a full face of NYX makeup. Everything that I have on will be linked in the description box of today's video. And you guys know I love their Epic Wear eyeliners, and there's just so much from the brand that I enjoy. And now I can add this NYX Ultimate Queen palette to the list. I think if you are one of the ones that picked up the Ultimate Utopia palette and you love it, you're gonna find that this is that same great quality, maybe just a little bit better as well. And you can pair them with one another. They are the same size, same packaging, same everything, only this is a bit of a safari flair to it. So way to go, NYX. I mean, who would have thought, guys, that I would be able to create 5 very neutral looks? I'm gonna be honest, I kind of struggled there for a minute. I'm like, which one do I need to use next, or what do I want to do next? But I did have a lot of fun with it. Even though I love colorful makeup, you can most definitely add color with your eyeliner or anything like that, with your lipstick, your blush. I'm wearing a yellow blush today, by the way. I'm wearing one from NYX. So there's a lot of different ways to play with color, and sometimes it's really cool just to have a neutral eye and then play with color somewhere else on the face. But I enjoyed the palette. I enjoyed the palette, and it is going to get 2 thumbs up from me. I didn't get any fallout. That's one thing I needed to mention. I didn't get any fallout, and there really wasn't a lot of kick up in the pan. It's a really solid performing palette. So I'm impressed. I'm a little bit surprised, but I did go into today's video with high expectations, and this palette did not disappoint. Now I want to hear from you guys. What did you think of the 5 looks I created? What do you think of this palette? Do you feel it's necessary, or do you want to get the medium size or the smaller size? Or maybe you don't want anything at all? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.